Listen to that.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, we're all set.
Okay. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Cheney?
Here?
Trustee Calora?
Here.
Mayor Newhart?
Here.
Trustee McKnight?
Here.
Trustee Foster is absent.
Okay. We have just a couple motions. This is a special meeting because we had to change our meeting date, and there were a few bits of business that we really wanted to make sure were received. So the first motion, Mary, would you take that?
Sure. Motion to grant permission to the Warwick Valley Central School District to hold a homecoming parade on Saturday, September 21st, 2024, beginning at approximately 11:15 a.m. As per their letter received on August 28th, 2024, proper insurance is on file. The Warwick Police Department will assist with the event.
Very good.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. And Tom, would you take the next one?
Sure. A motion to increase the work hours for Village of Warwick Planning Board Secretary Kristen Bielowski from 32 and a half hours per week to 35 hours per week for the FY 24-25 year effective September 13, 2024.
Okay,
Second.
okay. And discussion? I just want to make a note that Kristen came to me and she wrote, of course, a note, and I don't believe you guys have this, but I'll share it with you.
I did not.
You did, okay, so everybody has it and they get a sense of it. Her request really was to start in the next fiscal year, but from what I can see in the activity in the building department and the planning department and the work that she's doing, it would be better served if that happened immediately. And so I think that it's a good thing, and I think that as we're only halfway through our fiscal year, but it looks like next fiscal year we're going to have to re-examine the hour schedules of our employees because they're working extremely hard, and I get slips every week of from everyone of needing, and not so much on the ground floor except for water, but I get slips asking for an hour, 2 hours, whichever, on a regular basis. So, okay, so we have a second. All in favor? Aye. And then, this is not on the agenda, but just a quick discussion. I reached out to Millennium, and I asked the questions that you put forth, and I'm just trying to think what they were. Maybe you can bring them up. Can you get there?
Yeah.
Is that on the mic? So one was whether they would be part of the interview process. And the response to that was normally no. And usually it's not, it's more important for the applicant to be in the interview, not the writer of the grant. The state feels that that's who they want to hear.
You mean from the oral presentation?
The oral presentation, yeah.
What about support in our efforts to prepare for that oral?
Yes, they will
presentation?
give us that, absolutely.
And was that part of the amount that they gave us?
Yes,
or-
it is, yeah. And I said, we just want to make sure that there's no hidden costs or that, we come back to you and say, oh, well, that's $10,000, But,
And the second one was support for 1 to 2 public engagement sessions.
and yes, but they anticipate us to be, hands-on, of course, so,
I don't think we wouldn't be.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's our nature.
Okay.
And
But,
then-
but have them there as a set of ears to think about, okay, how can we put this into the
That's correct.
application?
That's correct.
Be good. All right. And the third one was clarity around the collaborative review process. Should we come back and want to incorporate
They said
changes?
that was fine.
Okay.
And so last night, there was a merchants meeting, and I went to the meeting, and I told them about the New York Forward grant. We did I did put a posting up on Facebook asking for input, just say, I gave them the full description of what the grant is all about. And sometimes it's hard. I think sometimes people don't understand what a transformational project is and what that implies. I mean, it's a bigger project. It's bricks and mortar. It's not creating, maps, that can be handed out. It's really something that probably involves engineering and involves construction and involves something that really changes a place and makes it better. So that's what I described in the post on Facebook, and hopefully we'll get some responses from that. I'm in the process of creating a task force, and I would appreciate your input on that. I will send you my list of possibilities, but I want to keep it rather small because time's ticking and a lot has to get done. And if it's too large, if it's more than 7, then I think it gets unwieldy. So that's my sense. But I'll send you all my list of possible men and women who are, I think, movers and shakers in our community that would be helpful.
Okay, great.
Okay. So that's all I wanted to tell you. And anything else?
I do have one thing. It's somewhat time sensitive about some of the Clean Energy Communities grants.
Okay.
So let me just kind of lay out where we are at the moment. So if you look on the scorecard we have with the state, we have 2,900 points, and there are different tiers at which you earn additional grant funding. And it's non-competitive. All you have to do is meet those points, and you get the funding as long as it's for one of the qualified projects. As you recall, when we reached the 1,000 points, which were well over, we got that $10,000 grant, which we applied towards the heat pump to the new DPW pole barn.
That's correct.
Okay. Right now we are at 2,900. The next level is 3,000. So we are 100 points shy. So I resubmitted. You can resubmit for the bronze certification showing you've done more points, which we have.
Yeah.
And they sent something back saying we will announce it shortly, but good job. So that'll be worth 800 points. All right.
Okay.
So that's going to get us over. I just need to get that in time and then submit it.
Okay.
But we also have to have an idea of what the project is going to be.
Okay.
And this has to happen before October 1st, because after October 1st, that $50,000 grant then becomes a $40,000 grant.
Okay.
So it's the same list as last time. It has to, I can recirculate that. But think to the next level, right? The next level is 5,000 points. And it's actually quite, and that earns $100,000 in addition, right? But after October 1st, it turns into 75,000.
Right.
So it might be too close, but here we are. If you want to scribble down some of these numbers, we're at 2,900. We're going to get that CSC bronze recertification for 800. All right. So now we're at 3,700 points. All right, 1,300 to go. If we, I'm tracking the New York State DMV records, and if you hit 5 EV vehicles in the village, we'll get an extra 200 points.
Oh, wow.
So, and we're pretty close to that. So that would make us, I lost track, 3,900. So we're only 1,100 points away.
What is that EV? What did say that again?
Electric vehicle.
I know, but
So we did this campaign basically touting the benefits of EVs and how it's, good for them, good for the environment, et cetera, in that campaign. And then all you do is you kind of watch the New York State DMV records, and you can see when an electric vehicle is registered with the DMV in Warwick.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
Unfortunately, it's within the broader town, so we have to kind of take a percentage of that because you don't actually know whose vehicle it is.
Right.
But anyway, that would get us 200 points and
So that's 39.
3,900. Okay. If we also did this kind of clean heating and cooling campaign where if there are heat pumps installed, you get extra points. So I've asked Boris to keep in the watch. He's going to have a report for me this week.
Okay.
But if we get 5 heat pumps within the village, kind of a permit, that's an extra 500 points. So where are we? 4,400. If you get 10 heat pumps, 10 more heat pumps, that's 15 total, that's 600. And that,
How much for the first 5?
500. The next 10 after that, so we need 15 heat pumps total, is 600. So where does that leave us? Do you keep track? I think that's right.
It's 5.
That's 5,000, right?
Yes.
Nice.
So we are, maybe it's doable.
Maybe it is. Is there are there any other alternate,
Yes. I know, that's cutting it pretty close.
I mean,
Are we ready to spend it?
You have, I think,
$100,000?
I think you have a year to spend it,
Oh, okay.
but you have to have a project in mind, right? So if you look at the heat pump we're going to install in the DPW pole barn, long story short, it can be kind of a clean heating demo environment that the public can see that, we're setting an example. That's worth 700 points, but that has to be installed in the pole barn, and we're just.
it won't be.
It
No,
won't be.
not bad.
So, those are the only things that are really within, we would have to
Is there
run the
street
table
light,
to.
our street lighting?
We already claimed points
We
for
already
those.
claimed points for that, okay.
So we're pretty close.
But doesn't this kind of roll over to next year?
Sure, but you're right. We could just let that ride, but the grant values go down. So the $50,000 one, if we get
Right.
before October 1st, 50,000. After October 1st, it's 40,000. The next $100,000 grant, it goes down to 75,000 after October 1st.
Wow.
And is that permanent?
Yeah, that's,
That sounds,
That's
that's kind of like a
interesting.
I mean, I can see it being a tremendous incentive to push it sooner,
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's quite the disincentive down the road.
they also have a pot of money that dwindles over time when more people submit for grants. So I suspect, I don't know for sure, that they've,
They're projecting,
yeah.
they're gonna have to lower it.
Yeah. So is it possible that we can, again, get all this stuff? I mean, we're pretty close, but we gotta have 15 heat pumps and,
is there anything that
think
we
that-
can do
5
like
electric
on our
vehicles.
own without having to depend on other people getting heat pumps or EVs?
well, that would be, let me check real quick, okay?
Because if it's just a matter of like, for example, putting out more recyclable bins or something like that, that we could just do on our own.
No, they have a defined list of high impact actions,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. we're
and
at
we've
the
picked off
next level.
every one of those that we could. We don't have clean fleets. We don't have electric landscaping equipment. We don't have a green financing policy. We don't have community choice aggregation.
Okay,
That,
you
yeah,
answered my question. Thank you.
yeah, no, we're scraping here, but, I
Okay.
mean, it's theoretically possible.
Possible.
But we have to get everything in. So I'm bringing this up now in the special meeting because hopefully we should, have some progress, but if that's the case, like, we may need to decide next meeting before the submission.
Okay.
Or actually, I wonder if I can submit and then tell them what the grants for. I think you have to tell them at the same time.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's not the end of the world if it goes past October 1st and we need a little bit more time, but it would be a shame to lose some of that.
I appreciate your shepherding of this. It's
Yeah.
been great. Julie.
So,
Okay.
so that's that. Again,
Thank
let's
you.
do what we can, but I'll recirculate the potential projects, and please, everyone, like, think of like what could be done. That's it.
Thank you.
I wonder what systems they're using in Bo's projects. I would
Both of
ask-
them.
Both of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be worth
Yeah, good
the
question.
ask.
Okay.
Yeah, I would ask for us.
Yeah.
And they didn't use heat pumps, well, on 75 Forester?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess check on 75.
Okay.
I mean, I know they have air conditioning units outside, right?
Right.
In the courtyard.
Right.
So I don't know whether they're
So-
actually
so the
heat
question-
pumps that do
Yeah.
heat as well.
So the question is whether we submit based on the permits we've gotten for that, or the CO. It's quite different.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's
They're-
permits.
They're installed, so.
They're installed.
75 is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could pull this off, but it's gonna be tight.
Okay. Okay, so anything else?
No.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye, Barry. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Barry's on the run.
Oh, he didn't dress up for us?
He did, but
Both.
he's using it for multiple.
More for Goshen.
More for Goshen.
for Goshen.
More for Goshen. Oh,